Hello, hello. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Angie, episode number 14, where we talk about eco-friendly ideas fighting against the shit stem of the bully dozer. Hi, how you doing? Okay, so this is episode 1 of Mary Vibe. Um, the reason it's named after Mother Mary is because that's the pathway between number 6 and number 1 in the Sephirot and the Kabbalah. Um, uh, the Kabbalah is a system that occult matters are kind of like all connected to. It's pretty complicated for sure, but it basically it crosses the abyss. It connects the higher concepts with the self, in the most direct and basic ways. So that's why it's named after Mother Mary, because it's not it's beyond religion and argument and judgment and danger and things like that. It's the spirit of mothering that we see in nature. Like, for example, how Mother Mary was born in September. That's Virgo, whose Native American animal totem is the bear. A mother grizzly bear is a good example of how in nature the spirit of mothering can be one of the more uh, intense and one of the more loving and protective spirits out there, and you see it in many examples beyond just bears. So this is for there's no judgment whether you're a serial killer or a saint or anything in between or whatever. Um, Mother Mary is the mothering spirit that doesn't necessarily approve of anything bad, but uh, knows that you need a place to go, and that would be the place where you would go for non-judgment first, and then the idea is that Mary would take you to Jesus. I mean, she's the mother of Jah. Her work was raising her son, so that's where you would end up. Um, so everything I've explained thus far. So the color of the high priestess uh, pathway is Gimel, which is the camel. That's a Hebrew character, the corresponding Hebrew character. That's why Mother Mary often wears sky blue. That's the color of the high priestess. Really often Mother Mary's dressed in sky blue, right? Um, so this is the intro that I'll say from now on. Like, this is episode 1, but then on episode 2 I'll just say the intro, and everything I've said so far is really just said in the intro anyway, but there was more explanation this time, and this whole episode is about Mother Mary and just that, and kind of sets the ball rolling. Okay, Mother Vibe, episode 1. Welcome, Virgo, High Priestess. Our mother he gave us on the cross, daughter of the Jews, she who raised him to be the Christ, to love, not judge, to lead by example, fulfill, the would-be Messiah, son of Mary. Mary and her mother Saint Anne poured themselves in discussion over Scripture. Later was born Yahushua, her son. That's the Hebrew. All Mother, you are the Buddha within. Okay, so episode 1. So a guided meditation, if you don't know, you lay down in the Witch's Magical Handbook. It goes over how it's not so much that you need to be in yoga pose type thing or anything like that. The whole point with that is just that your organs aren't all pinched over and distracting you, so you can concentrate. And you want to be thinking about your things more like your breathing and your heartbeat and your posture, and just but out of love, because that's how you're supposed to treat your body anyway. So, but you might just sit in a comfortable chair, or you might lay down on a bed or a sofa or whatever, whatever your thing is. The idea is more to get comfortable And it could really, there's not really rules, you know. And like I said, in the Witch's Magical Handbook, it says get a really comfortable chair and do all your channeling and meditation and astral travel and I guess remote viewing, or I don't know what it would be. It's not like I've mastered everything or anything like that, you know. But it would all, you know, be like that. It could be a guided meditation. A book I read about astral travel for Beginners, I think it was called. It was by, oh, I can't remember right now. Dang it. But it says that's the way you could do it if you're always alone, because you might have someone help you the first time astral travel by doing a guided meditation for you, you know, or you might just tape record yourself, you know. So that might be what this is, you know, just me tape recording this for myself. But yeah, you get comfortable, and this is the most important part. First, know thyself, you know. You know, worship the gods if you must, but first know thyself. So get comfortable, and you close your eyes, unless it means you're gonna fall asleep. So you might choose something to look at that isn't too distracting. You're not supposed to be distracted really by anything, not the voices in your head to pay your bills or to do things like that, or what's called the chatter, but silence the chatter. Concentrate more on your breathing and your heartbeat, and kind of put your breathing and heartbeat in sync. And do this out of love, and notice that causes less distractions, really, because you're just trying to take care of yourself. Because you know that's the first step to taking care of everything. Okay, so the thing with Mother Mary is that back in those days, the mother was the one that raised the child according to her spiritual, you know, whatever her religion was, like we would say today. Maybe you would say that back then, but you know, the point is that training, you know, like if your mom was a Jew, you were a Jew. If your mom was this, you know, what your mom was is what you would be, because the mother raised you with your original religion. And so that's why Jesus was raised a Jew, because Mary was a Jew. And Mary and her mom, St. Anne, were Jews. And they would talk about scriptures a lot together. You might, what I do by my Mother Mary altar is I have a little miniature cup where I could pour some vinegar, because I know that Mother Mary loved vinegar. I put balsamic vinegar. I don't know what kind she would have liked, but, right? Balsamic vinegar. If she liked vinegar, it probably was balsamic vinegar, I figure. But I don't know. But so the thing is that Mother Mary and St. Anne poured over Scripture. What that means is it means that, and what the Yan Sui believe about the idea of Mary being a virgin. For one thing, that was just a title to encourage virginity before marriage, you know. And for another, Mary was a Virgo. She was born in September. Virgo means virgin. But I don't think she was literally a virgin. I think that Joseph was her dad. That's why it has the genealogy of Joseph in the book of Matthew, which is the first gospel. So then it's where the story starts at Matthew. So the whole story of Jesus starts with the genealogy of Joseph. You know? And there are some problems with that, and that's a whole other discussion. That particular genealogy, but it's more about the genealogy of Mary and the relationship between Mary and Jesus, Yeshua, or as I call him, Yahushua in the Hebrew. is everything, because what that all means is it means that the spirit that made such a great thing in Mary's womb was the ideas and the plans that Mary came up with in Scripture alone and with her mother, and that the whole thing, the whole program was already started before Jesus was born, before Yahshua was born, and Yahshua was raised with Mary's program. So the program of Jesus is the program of Mary. And the program existed before Jesus was born is basically what I'm saying. So Mary is the program. Jesus was a mama's boy, kind of. But he did have the most awesome mother ever, and she was a perfect mother. When you hear, when I read books about Mother Mary, and I love anything about Mother Mary, artwork and books and things like that. It's one of the best subjects ever. Okay, I've decided to skip ahead to discussing. So nowadays, this question is there a God in the first place? So in the Kabbalah, the Yansui, we're all about the Kabbalah. We're all about getting a working Kabbalah, deciding what the numbers 1 through 10 mean to you, and deciding what its correspondences are, and organizing all that language that you can use in the spiritual realm within yourself, which is where Yahweh really is, the Tetragrammaton, fire, water, air, and earth, as laid foundationally in the Kabbalah, in the Sefer Yetzirah. So this teaching is known in like the infancy Gospels, Jesus discussing it with the teacher and all that, about the meaning of the letters and all that. The spiritual meaning of the letters to a school teacher and all that. So this is the idea is that this information is helping you escape from all the worries of the world. It doesn't matter what your definition of God is, or if you believe in God or not. That's not what the subject matter is in the Mary room, where we have the shrine to Mary and all the things Mary, you might say, this is more about where anybody can go, but treat everything with respect, because that's what she's wouldn't deserve, therefore, any ill treatment, she's a non-threat to everybody. So that's when you strip ego away, all the violence and contention and disconnect and all the problems, what they really are is things caused on by ego, and that's really what meditation and Mother Mary is all about. So when you get to a certain point of a meditation like this, that's what the things that still linger, the voices that are still lingering in this inner dialogue, are the ones that you need to kind of think about anyway, because it'll let you know. And I'll put a link in the description box to the 7 stages of ego development, and then it can kind of show you where a person is in their spiritual maturity, if you're saying, like all your things are about your image, what people will think of me, what I'll think of me, what I'm trying to present to the world, if everything's about your image, then that shows you that's where you are. You're on the level, I forget which one it is, 4 or 5 or something. There's stages that you go through in ego maturity, And that's a whole discussion too. But that's really what Mother Mary's all about. This is assuming you've already watched that video and you already understand what meditation is and what ego is and what it means to transcend ego and to understand, not to judge yourself. That's what this room's all about. But that a lot of times we're more judges of ourselves. So then you'll notice that when you're judging yourself, you're just distracting yourself from being able to figure out where you are, because you're just trying to love and take care of yourself, and and then you go from level to level of ego development uh, by transcending that level of ego. So like if it's about mirrors, people say, some people make it sound like the secret to life is realizing that people are mirrors and they tell you what you look like, but that's just actually one of the classic things from a certain one of the levels. It's a pretty high level. That's you're at least thinking, there is some inner dialogue and some introspection and some good things going on for a person to realize that it is a good thing, but it's, you got to go beyond that to oneness of humanity, human centric, and then that's also pretty egocentric too. Humans are nothing. Ecocentric, oneness with the universe, and Mary was already there. She's the path. She crosses the abyss, number 6 to number 1. So she goes all the way to the top, and has been doing that the whole time. And the spirit that Jesus was raised, and his message was already started to be created with Mary individually, remember, and her mom, Saint Anne. And the Buddha, you are the Buddha, I am the Buddha. The Buddha is just yourself stripped of all your ego. So you're back to like being a baby. That's why the Buddha shaved his head. Mother Mary is the Buddha. So in the Mother Mary room, there's some cool stuff going on. It's all very much about what the spirit of Mother Mary wants it's about raising your children and taking care of yourself, because everyone's a child. Everyone's someone's child, and sometimes it's just you're the child and you need to take care of yourself. But how, are the children being taken care of, and are you taking care of yourself? So it goes into diet and exercise and being well-rounded and spirituality and meditating or praying or going on a nature walk or whatever your thing is. Maybe it's a Mother Mary meditation. So what you would do is in the description box I'll leave a link to a picture, a beautiful picture of Mother Mary, but it just has a sound looped over and over again for 11 hours. So you can just put it on as you sleep. Are you going to sleep for 11 hours, And you can put it on a playlist with this before it and listen to this and remind yourself of all these concepts and fall asleep, maybe, to me talking. And then instead of it just going, maybe it'll just end and go to silence after this is done, or maybe it'll go to the 11 hour because you made it a playlist, a Mother Mary thing, and just kind of drop you off into Mother Mary land type thing, So all scripture, all the people in the Bible, it's all mixed together, and there's nothing's the word of God. Everything's made by the hand of man. All the art representing gods, and even everything we think we know about Mary and Jesus, we'll never know what Mary was actually like or Jesus was actually like in a lot of ways, because there's all kinds of things going on with Bible translations and what they're trying to accomplish when they're talking to so and so and the Philippians and the Romans and all the different books in the New Testament and the Old Testament and blah blah. There's just so much going on and everything. It's very much a human book, but it's the legends of our elders, and we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater just because we think we're so smart. Mother Mary is something to. It's the last thing that you'd want to hold on to, because she was the first place that you could go, no matter what. So therefore, she's the last thing that you let go and your go-to for all situations, you know. Any Walmart has in the candle sections Mother Mary candles. If you want to make your own altar, your own shrine thing. So a candle is a big deal. You don't want to burn down your house and all you're trying to do is do a Mother Mary meditation, you know. So be very responsible. But and maybe some incense. You know, maybe next time you do this, you'll light your candle first and light your incense, and then lay down and then hit play on this, and have this shuttle you off into the 11-hour Mother Mary thing. But you need to remember that it's more than just your personal thing. It also has that motherliness to it, you know, like a lot of things. Like nowadays, it's such a complicated time that I think that people are neglecting their bodies, taking care of their bodies like a loving mother would want, you know. Like, are you thinking about what you're calling your food, and what are your foodstuffs? Is it eggs? Is it chicken, eggs, a little beef, and some beans, or you know, like what are the food stuff? You know, you might and know the difference between candies and things like that, and good carbos and bad carbos, and you know, I recommend listening to Dr. Berg, Berg, on YouTube. He's a doctor, he's free, and he's got some incredible stuff going on. Or something like that, you know, just a bit. Some people are like, oh, every time, you know, nowadays everything gives you cancer and all that. That's called a bad attitude. So we're learning more and more, that's good. You should always be learning more and more anyway. That just gives you something to always need to learn. That's alright. You know, and take care of yourself. You've been given this vessel, this body, this camel. Okay, the corresponding Hebrew character for the high priestess is Gimel, which means camel. That's why a lot of high priestess cards in the tarot deck have camels in them, because it's the journey across the desert that connects you from number 6 to which is the self, to number 1, which is the higher concept. It's all the way on the other side of the abyss. There's the supernals on the number 1, number 2, number 3 are across the abyss. It isn't until you get to number 4 that you're even on this side of the abyss. And number 6 is the self. So 4 and 5 are the archetypes above the self. So all that, this and that, and archetypes that, and all this stuff, the high priestess just says, hey, let's just get with this, doing this journey thing and this meditation thing and transcend ego and just get to this mode, you know, and we can just beam across and not have to think about all those technicalities and all those complications. And the high priest, which is the pathway that connects number 4 and number 2, it's another way to cross the abyss. That's the high priest. That's more traditional type things, you know. That's the masculine side of all this, which is more intellectual and books and more emphasis on the written word and things like that, which is another way to cross the abyss. But it's but the thing is when you know the high priest card, the other cards are in love with the high priestess. They all have connections with the high priestess. It's all about the high priestess. That's kind of, I think, the secret to these matters. So taking a journey like this is the first and most foundational and the most go-to of the whole this and that of spirituality and prayer and church and all of the matters, all of the above. So that's why right now you should, if you're following an intellectual journey like that, and outgrow this video, then you can just go there automatically with this link. I'll put 2 different links, and there's a whole bunch of them. That's one of the beauties of Mother Mary. I want to go there as a Mother Mary appreciator and worshiper and lover. We don't worship Mother Mary, so I'm a witch. So I use Mother Mary, and I'm not the only one that does this Catholic witchcraft, like some people call it. They use the beautiful art and images of the Catholic Church for our witchcraft, even though we're not Catholics ourselves. So the Catholic Church, of course, would say, well, we can't, endorse the witchcraft part. We say that that's a bad thing, but in modern day, maybe it would just, you can have your religion. You do you, I do, we do we, and yes, as long as you're respectful, you can use our paintings and our candles and our images, to represent the motherly thing, the motherly spirit that we connect to, and all these symbols that we've gone over. So being able to just go right into it and just having a calming noise. So the thing about the noise in the background is because it's hard to, when you go quiet, then you just hear everybody else's noise. And now you're thinking about them and how irritating they are. But when you have a noise going, so it's like these meditations are, they'll just have a beautiful artwork of Mother Mary, right? Might as well, if we're doing Mother Mary, that's, like I said, one of the perks of loving Mother Mary and using this as a symbol is there's just every country has their idea of what Mother Mary looks like. You can see my creating the goddess, I believe is the title, where I create my image of the goddess based on Mother Mary, and do it based on myself. Everybody does their Mother Mary based on themselves because it's your mom, and what you do, you look like your mom, right? Because she's your mom. So everybody has their version of Mother Mary, and I think that's fine because everything's just 80% fiction anyway, with all the politics and all the this and that of everything, but it's all very beautiful, and it's all based on real people and real concepts, and it's because people trying to make everything, when Jesus said, "This is your mother" on the cross, it's making that being is optimistic and founding. Everything we know about Jesus is what you base your life on when you follow. Since I pray to Jesus and Mary, I follow their teachings, but I wouldn't consider myself a Christian. I'm a witch that uses these stories and these paintings and these people, which I believe were real people, with full respect, because they're also my symbols for the deity. So that could be you or anything, and just like take or leave. You might leave the rest of everything that's religion and just go get to Walmart, go get your Mother Mary candle and your incense burner and your incense. Find one you like, and and that just triggers your mind. Okay, we're going to be meditating. Put on the Mother Mary tape so it drowns out all the noise. Start listening to your heartbeat. Start listening to your breathing. But right now, see, just then I noticed that I'm back to hunching over. I should sit back up so that my lungs aren't being pinched, because I love myself and I'm taking care of myself. I'm a little dehydrated. I need to get back to drinking water, but that's not an emergency. We can finish this meditation. Anyway, So that's really what it's that's more important than all the other stuff. And then that takes you. Right now, you're like, all, well, that was awesome. I want more. Well, you know, now you study the, Mary's work was her son. So now you study the life of Jesus. Mother, she takes you to Jesus is the idea. She connects, number 6 connects with number 1. Not that Jesus is number 1. Jesus would be more like more like the high priest, another, because all gods and all books, it's all created by the hand of man. Number 1 is way above things that humans made. It's all the way on the, not only is it across the abyss, but it's up above all that too, at the very top. So that's why Mother Mary has full respect. I saw a documentary recently where Mother Mary is the only woman that's ever been allowed at this one holy site where only male priests can go into, but they've let Mother Mary, and they believe the spirit of Mother Mary comes in. Mary has full respect, even in the world of people that love her. And Islam loves Mother Mary, and she's a thing in Islam too. Everything everything Judeo-Christo, everything Jewish and Christian, that. There's full respect towards Mary. Nobody's disrespecting Mary that cares about these things. But what that means is certainly an argument. And I don't really care. So you can see why I go not only with the artwork of the Catholic Church, but they're the ones that write books about Mary and go into more detail about her, Most people don't know Mary likes vinegar, for example. Oh, I said that at the beginning, and that might be an offering that you give her before a meditation. Because maybe you're just a witch. Maybe you're an atheist witch that uses the image of Mother Mary, and you give her some. She's a mostly fictional character out of the Jewish legend. So a Jewish princess. Okay, so anyway, so that's the Mary Vibe. So this was Mary Vibe episode number 1. And it's the guided meditation of Mary. I'll leave a link to, I have a whole playlist of art from all over the world of Mother Mary, and some Mother Mary documentaries, and a bunch of detail about Mother Mary and things like that, which adds to it too, It really does, You might as well have fun.